And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Monday, July 16th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain, and many of the stories you read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. And here are some of the news stories for the day. Investigators from the Wisconsin Department of Justice and several other federal and state agencies were on the Lac Courte Oreilles Reservation in northern Wisconsin, looking into several acts of arson at 6 different locations impacting the traditional community. 2 sweat lodges in 2 different parts of the reservation were torched, as was 2 wigwam structures located at the Indian Country Trading Post, home of IndianCountryTV.com and News from Indian Country, on late Saturday night, July 14th. One of those structures that burned to the ground covered the recreation vehicle that I owned and was being used as temporary housing. A short time after the fire at the Indian Country Trading Post and TV office building was reported, a report of a fully engulfed fire at the LCO Big Drum Dance Hall and Cook Shanty came in. The dance hall, a historical icon from the Tony Weiss Historyland days in Hayward, Wisconsin from more than a half a century ago, was used for tribal weddings, feast, drum dance, ceremonies, and funerals that served, the traditional community of Medewan, Big Drum people, and other people who adhered to that. That structure was a total loss as well. Damage by arson and from a vehicle ramming the historic Whitefish Drum Dance Society ring was also committed, with the fire burning itself out without much physical damage, but soot to the structures. Finally, while investigating the fires from Saturday night, officers were called to the Honor the Earth powwow grounds, where a arson gas fire was extinguished on Sunday morning, July 15th at around 10 a.m. One person is in custody as of Monday, July 16th, and police were following up on leads to find his accomplices. A feast will be held at the Honor the Earth powwow grounds on Tuesday, July 17th at noon, and the public, traditional, and Christian community are all invited to attend. Kitty Wells, the long-reigning queen of country music and the first woman to reach #1 on the country chart with her attitude-changing hit, "It Was God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels," passed away Monday, July 16th at the age of 92 of complications from a stroke. Wells was the most successful female singer of the 1950s, one of a small handful of women to have significant impact in country in an era when the music was overwhelmingly dominated by men. She was Cherokee and inducted into the Native American Music Hall of Fame at the 5th Annual Native American Music Awards. "She was the undisputed queen of country music," singer Marty Stewart said Monday. "There's more to being a queen than just being called a queen or calling yourself a queen. It's a title that goes with an entire lifetime of service and influence. You check the careers of anyone in this town of Nashville and you won't find anyone else with a more spotless career than Kitty Wells." She placed 81 records on the Billboard country charts from 1952 through 1979, mostly as a solo artist, but also in duets with her husband, Johnny Wright, and several with singer Red Foley. Wright died last year at the age of 97. Wells was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1976. Leaders of 3 federally recognized Cherokee tribes met for the first time in their historical homeland since 1938. Chiefs of the Cherokee Nation, the United Keetoowah Band of Cherokees from Oklahoma, and the Eastern Band of Cherokees gathered July 13th for a tri-council meeting in North Carolina, the home base for the Eastern Band. Cherokee Nation Principal Chief Bill John Baker said it's important for the tribes to meet and talk about the things that mean the most to their people. He was joined by United Keetoowah Chief George Wickloff and Eastern Band Principal Chief Michael Hicks. According to the statement, the Tri-Council approved incorporating the Cherokee syllabary into the Library of Congress. The group also agreed to combat major diseases affecting the Cherokee Nation and to push for renewal of the Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act. And finally, Winter McCoy has been named the newest Miss Bear River, along with Kiona Poupart, who was named Junior Miss Bear River at this last weekend's annual Bear River powwow on the Lac du Flambeau Reservation in northern Wisconsin. And we want to say congratulations and also say, and that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. Join with us again on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the latest. Thanks for joining with us.